Hello, Booktube.
Hey,
Hi, this is Becky.
this is Scott.
And tonight we're going to do a Booktube Newbie Tag. Robert over at the Story Detective suggested that we do that so Booktube could get a better idea of who we are and our likes. So we thought we'd give that a shot tonight.
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of people do this tag, and I've always found it extremely interesting to find out a lot more about the booktubers. And this tag tells quite a bit about us, I guess. We didn't do a whole lot of preparation. I think this will be a little more interesting if we do it a little more off the cuff. So, yeah.
Off the hoof. All right. All right. So, number one, why did you start this channel? Why did we start this channel?
Well, I know the main reason I wanted to start this channel was to learn, learn a lot more about books, to learn more about what people like in their reading, to meet people or talk to people who may have the same tastes as we do, or maybe even to change our tastes a little bit. Let us foray into something a little out of our comfort zone.
Yeah, we really like the BookTube community. We watch a lot of the videos here religiously, so we really want to be part of the community here.
Yeah, and I think the community aspect is actually one of the stronger aspects of BookTube, and something, especially this little nook of BookTube that we consider ourselves, that hopefully we can consider ourselves a part of eventually.
Move past the lurker stage.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a good idea to not lurk anymore.
Yeah, and it's the best thing about it, honestly, is that it's a true community. There's inside jokes. There's a lot of inside jokes, and you really get a feel for everybody just through your videos. And I really like that, so we really want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
All right, number two, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube?
Well, I would say the first one, we don't see a whole lot of couples on BookTube. We're a married couple. We've been together for 14 years.
This will be 15 this year.
Been married for 4 of that, believe it or not. But we bring we're very tolerant of each other's tastes, even though we may not share exactly the same tastes.
Tolerant is a good word.
Yeah. I know Becky likes a few things that I don't like in literature. I like a few things that she doesn't like in literature, but...
See also bodice rippers.
Yeah, I've tried. I don't have anything against romance books in themselves, but it's...
He did try. He really did.
I did. I don't have anything against them in themselves. It's just a certain type of romance books that I don't like.
Yeah, well, the fun and unique thing we bring is us.
Yeah.
We're one of those fabled married couples that really like each other. We do everything together that we possibly can.
Yeah, we don't need to take breaks from each other and all that. That's just not something that we seek out. And it's not because we have the same taste. It's just because we let each other have their own tastes. So I think it works out really well for us.
Yeah, it does. And we're always open to trying new things. Again, see also bodice rippers.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? Honestly, I think that goes back to being part of this community. I'm looking forward to being parts of the inside jokes and the read-alongs and the tags and the lists and all that.
And consorting with trollops.
I'm really looking forward to consorting with trollops.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah, and if you don't know what we're talking about, go watch Steve Donahue's channel today. He's got a trollop read-along coming for March, or is it March? Yeah, for March.
Yeah, it's March.
And we are excited about that. As a matter of fact, about 5 minutes after watching the video, I ordered us both a copy of the read-along book. So, yeah, go check that out. Great video, as all his videos are.
Yeah, man. If you're gonna have a name and be a writer, Trollop is the name to have.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. Why do you love reading?
I guess I'll take this one first. A lot of people would say escapism, and that's not something that, I really care that much about. I mean, I don't need to escape my everyday existence. I kind of enjoy what I do. I wish I could do a little less of it on a day-to-day basis and do a little more reading, and but that's something I'm actually moving toward.
Yeah. I don't think escapism though really means escaping. You need to escape from your life. It's another aspect of your life.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, I like to read because it enriches my life. It helps me. I'm a person that's not happy unless I'm learning something new. I get bored pretty quickly. And every time you read a new book, there is plenty to learn. It's always there to learn, even if it's a turd. And there are a lot of turds out there, and I've read a lot of turds.
Come across a couple of those this month.
Yeah. But at the very least, we do learn something from those.
Yeah. For me, it's all about the emotions, the feeling that books provide. Like with my body strippers, I'm sorry, I keep using that word, but it's all about the warm and fuzzy feeling you get from a relationship gone right. With my cozy mysteries, it's the thrill of following along, following a murder investigation along with someone that you actually really, really relate to. I think that's kind of the idea of the cozy mysteries, is the main characters are sort of geared towards their audience. So it's a lot of fun to follow along with someone that you really relate to. And then with the mysteries, the straight up mysteries and the horror novels, it's all about the thrill. So I escapism, I suppose, but I just enjoy the emotions and the feelings that come with reading those types of books.
Sure, and it's kind of a you can travel time through a book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, read Bleak House by Charles Dickens.
Oh yeah.
And see what it was like, really what it was like to live in the Victorian times.
But that's also you get the warm and fuzzy feeling.
Sure.
From the Dickens novels.
Yeah,
well, especially what's the one I'm thinking of? It's this big.
Bleak House.
Bleak House. That's one.
That's the one I just mentioned.
I've already forgotten. Okay, let's move on before I forget again. What book or series got you into reading? Now, see, this one was a little bit harder for me because there's actually three books three books and series that heralded my reading, because it changed drastically as I aged. When I was little, the first book that I ever read was Over in the Meadow. It was a kid's book. And I can still recite half of it. Seriously. And then when I was a teenager, I started with the Fear Street novels by R.L. Stine. Loved those books. But what really started me reading as a really heavy-duty hobby was the Belgariad by David Eddings.
Yeah.
I love that series. And it instilled in me that absolute adoration of fantasy novels.
For high fantasy.
High fantasy, yeah.
Yep. For me, it would have been the Hardy Boys novels, the original blue hardcover Hardy Boys novels. I mean, I don't guess I was reading the originals, but I was reading a reprint of the originals back in the early '80s. That would have been when I started reading.
I read the Nancy Drew books.
Yeah, I actually read the Nancy Drew books too. Those yellow hardcovers. Yeah, I remember those very well.
I don't think I ever read any of the Hardy Boys books, but I think it's just because they sort of never crossed my path.
Yeah, you would probably still enjoy them. They're, of course,
probably
simple to the core, but they are so much fun.
I would still enjoy the Nancy Drew novels. I don't see why I wouldn't enjoy the Hardy Boys. Or the Hardley Boys. Now,
for my hardest question, it was, what question would you ask your favorite booktubers? And this is something I really don't know. I don't know what I would ask until I was in front of you. I have no clue.
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so my question would be, for all of you that that post more than once a week. Has doing your channel, has working on your channel enriched your lives? Is it something that you really, really look forward to every week? Or does it become a chore after a while? That's my question. I don't know if it's really enriched your lives.
Well, sure. And I'm sure for most they would say yes, but maybe somebody can answer that.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments or in any other way what you think about it. I mean, we're loving this. This is just our second video, but we were looking forward to this today.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to it all day.
Yeah.
Woot woot. Okay, number 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome?
Well, I think for me,
wrap my head around the question.
I think for me, it's going to be getting the time to read all the books that I want to read for the channel. I know I can do it, and I've always been one to try to get enough sleep, but I think I'm kind of to the point to where, I'm not going to give up my reading for extra sleep anymore. Because I took sleeping meds for a long time to help me sleep for the past couple of years, and I've stopped doing that over the last little while, and it seems to have changed my quality of life a little bit. I'm not waking up a bear.
That's so nice.
Yeah, and it just gives me more time to read before bed. Like I'm laying there reading for a couple of hours, or sitting there reading for a couple of hours before bed, and that I enjoy that. It helps my life quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that the biggest challenge for me is going to be following through. It's going to be committing myself to sitting down, and this is our spare room. This isn't where we usually spend our days, but it's going to be for a while now. It's sitting down, coming in here, bringing my books that I want to talk about, sitting down and setting everything up, and actually putting the recording out there, actually getting the recording done. Yeah, I have a real follow-through problem.
I don't, so I think we'll be all right there. I really do. I don't think it'll end up being much of a challenge.
He can drag me back here by the toes.
So number 8 is when did you start reading? For me, this is really easy. I was about 9 years old, and again, I started reading the Hardy Boys novels, and that got me into reading. And of course, like I told you before, I was in a Christian private school when I was a child, and they had some books called the Sugar Creek Gang. They had those too, and those are a kind of a Christian version of the Hardy Boys, I guess I would say. But I read a whole lot more Hardy Boys than I did those. But that's what got me started.
I was 3, and again, it was over in the meadow. It was over in the meadow in the sand and the sun lived old Mother Turtle and her little turtle one. It goes all the way through 10. It's amazing. It really is. I still love it. Number 9, where do you read? Anywhere I can possibly get the time to do so. Mostly it's in bed, because like I said, I have about an hour to read during the day.
But you also listen to audiobooks.
Oh yeah, I'm in the truck like 4 hours a day. 2 hours of that is by myself. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I still consider that reading.
Oh,
because
sure, I do too.
I'm taking in the information, I'm getting the story, I'm learning all about the author, so I still consider that reading. But so it's in the truck, it's in the bathroom, of course, it's in the bed. Sometimes it's in my chair. Sometimes it's in the kitchen while I'm puttering around in there. I do resin casting, so I listen to audiobooks while I'm doing that sometimes. So yeah, it's anywhere I can possibly get the time to do so.
And for me, it's mostly I read before bed, sitting on the side of the bed or sitting in a chair. I also read a little bit at work. I don't get much time to do that, but I'll read on the way home, on the way to work in the mornings. Just the usual. Just trying to get a little extra time reading. But if I can get 2.5 hours a day, I'm very, very happy with that. I would like to get twice that, and I'm making it happen. So, yep.
And last but not least, what kind of books do you like to read?
You can start that one.
It's because it's easy for me. Well, just about anything. I like classics. I'm especially loving the Regency and the Victorian classics right now. I like romance. I like cozy mysteries. I like straight up mysteries. I like a lot of horror. I love horror novels. It's good to find it's good to find a good quality. It's hard to find a good quality horror story anymore. Yeah. Stephen King is not cutting it anymore.
No.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Probably because I've read Michael McDowell. And
that is definitely somebody that we would recommend to somebody looking for a good horror story. Michael McDowell wrote a book called The Elementals. He's also written some other novels, The Amulet, which was his first novel, and it was very good. He wrote the screenplay for Beetlejuice, and that's how he became famous.
Did he really?
He did. He wrote the screenplay for Beetlejuice.
I love that movie.
And I hate that movie.
I know.
But
they're doing a sequel. Do you know that?
No, great. But it's a very good book, The Elementals. So if anybody hasn't read that, it is first class horror. It's my favorite horror novel of all time.
It's tied with Swan Song for me on favorite horror novel of all time because it's so good.
Yeah, they're both so good. They're both great.
Anyway, I love to read a good horror novel. And now that I know what goes into a good horror novel, I'm having trouble.
For me, I read pretty well anything that is anything that's well written. I mean, there's well written in anything. You know, I'm just kind of getting into the history books and things like that, ancient history mostly, and I'm really enjoying that. But there's not a genre that I won't read. But literary fiction I read, and like her, I read horror and I read mysteries and I read science fiction and fantasy is probably my favorite genre of all time. With Arthur C. Clarke being my favorite author of all time, and Dune being my favorite book of all time, my favorite novel. But that's for another tag.
Yeah, for some reason I thought there was a question on here. What is your favorite book? But
no, it's not. It's not here. We were just discussing that earlier. Yeah. But anytime that anybody wants to give us a tag, feel free. We will always try tags.
Or give us any kind of suggestions.
Yeah, or any suggestions. If you want to recommend a book to us, or you want to hear us talk about a certain book, let us know. We would love to.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that is our Booktube Newbie Tag post.
It might be a little long. I wanted to keep it a little shorter, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's about 4 minutes shorter than the last one, so I think we're pretty good. Yeah, but thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
We'll probably see you on Friday to do our Friday reads.
Yep.
We're going to give it a shot. I'm not promising anything. Okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, Booktube.